I have enjoyed over the last few weeks teaching about this great man of influence. But influence is what really brings leadership. To be able to be a person that commands the attention of other people to where they want to follow you. And it requires to be able to have influence over them in such a way that people believe. They believe in what you're doing, and they believe in what you are leading them into. It's a very important part of the process. And of course, we said this last week on the broadcast that it is a process. Come into a place of position, of power, to be in a place where God is able to use you. That is a journey. It is a process that we all have to go through in order to mature to be the type of leader that God would have us to be. And so I think about King David and the things that we've learned about his respecting the anointed and not touching God's anointed. And then there was a time when David was in the midst of battle. He was kind of on the siege lines. And the Philistines were encamped in Bethlehem, and he has his army ready to fight against them. And while he's there, it's kind of like thinking out loud. And he says, "Oh, to be able to have a drink of water from the well at Bethlehem, at the gate." Well, the thing is that people were listening, even though he's not really saying this to any individual, he's just saying it out loud. But the thing is that David had gained a group of men, and they were a rough lot. These were warring men. These are men who had fought battles. These are people who had killed people. I mean, they were strong men. But they had allowed David to become their leader. In other words, they literally allowed themselves to come under his leadership. That's a very powerful thing if you think about it. A young man who had once been a shepherd, and now he was a man of war, and now he was fleeing from King Saul, and in his time of being a refugee from the rest of Israel, being in a place where he's now vulnerable, he's gained this army of men who have become very, very loyal to him, realizing that many of the people that he had led into battle when he was a soldier under King Saul's command, many of those men were now a part of the army that was chasing him. And so to have this loyalty rise up among a group of bandits and people who were themselves running from the law, this was quite a remarkable thing. But the bond that was formed between David and these men that he referred to in Scripture as his mighty men. These are the men who would fight with him, people who would die for him. They loved him in such a powerful way. And so when he said, "If only I had a drink of water from the well of Bethlehem," then to me, it's just to say that these were men who loved him so much that they'd literally sacrifice their life for him. This is Pastor Jack King with the gospel on the radio broadcast.